Hi, this is Dr. Go. If you're new to my videos, I've been a professional violinist for pretty darn near 30 years, be it as a full-time orchestra player, soloist, associate professor, composer, conductor, etc., etc. I've been in music a long time. These videos were originally started as a resource center for my students, but somehow demand grew. So if you're watching this and you're not one of my students, I hope you find something useful here and take whatever you need from these videos because they're there for everybody. Best wishes. Let's get on with the video. 3 easy exercises to develop a good bow hold. Before we get to the exercises, one thing you will want to do is grab a pen, pencil. This is mechanical pencil, and just practice rolling it around between your thumb and middle finger. If you can add the other fingers in, that's even better. So now I'm rolling between the thumb and the other 4 fingers. Try to really feel a good relationship between the thumb and the pinky. If you can feel a good relationship between those two, it'll help. Okay. Once you're comfortable with this and you can really start to feel the tip of the thumb being utilized a lot in rolling a pen or pencil or a mechanical pencil, then we go to the bow. Now, positioning of the fingers is important, but equally as important is realizing that everybody's hands are a little bit different, so the positioning of your fingers may differ from person to person. In general, we start by placing the thumb. Now, if you see the line between the black frog and this brown wooden stick, that line right there, you want to take the tip of your thumb and just run it along that line. Get comfortable with feeling that. Go over to where the end of the frog is between the leather and the frog, okay? And try to feel the edge of the wood go into the nail bed of the thumb. That'll become important later. Once you have that, then place the middle finger over the bow. Now, I like to have it a little deeper and have the stick of the bow right on underneath the second knuckle. Not the first, the second one. Get a really deep grip. So again, I'm going to set that thumb, get a nice deep grip. The pinky is on the same side of the stick as the thumb. So you'll have the forefinger, the middle finger, the ring finger on one side of the stick, the pinky and the thumb on the other side of the stick. Okay, and we're going to start with the stick up here. Now, if you have this done right, your thumb should be almost perpendicular to the bow and right between the knuckle and the base of the thumbnail. So right around here or so should be touching the hair of the bow. From that position, this is going to be starting position for all 3 exercises. From this position, we're just going to roll the bow out about 1 centimeter or a 1/2 inch, roll it back, roll it out, roll it back, and try to get to a comfortable point where the fingers don't move around when you're doing this, and it should be very nice and relaxed. Once you can get that motion, I'm going to turn here so you can see it a little better. So touching the hair, not touching the hair. And you can see the pinky is moving with the thumb. They should be moving in concert. Okay, now I normally give anywhere between 50 to 100 repetitions per day to students who are starting this at first. But of course, if they are not so used to holding a bow yet, I may only give them 10 or 20 times a day at first, just so they can start getting used to holding this. Now, the second exercise, again, begins from the starting position where the thumb is touching the hair. And we're going to take the base of the wrist here, more on the forearm, and put it against the chin. We're first going to start with a preparatory exercise, which is like a windshield wiper. Just moving the wrist. Move the wrist first. Now, once the bow can swing back and forth like a windshield wiper and still stay in this proper first position, then from that point on, you engage the fingers a little bit and try to move the bow in a somewhat of a straight line. Again, you want that wrist moving, and you just want to engage the fingers just enough so you get a nice, almost straight line movement of the bow. It won't be perfect every time. If you can get it perfect in the mirror or something, that's great. But as long as it's somewhat straight, it's good enough, because you're trying to get motion of the fingers in concert with the wrist. Make sure that you always return at the top of the stroke so the thumb is touching the bow hair. This starting position is very important. Okay, everything curled, extend, everything curled. Third exercise. We're going to take the bow and put it in line with the solar plexus. Shoulder, elbow should be down. Thumb should be touching the bow hair, and because of the nature of this exercise, you're going to be in a supinated position, which means the thumb, instead of being perpendicular, is going to be slightly angled. So you can see under here, the thumb is slightly angled. It is not perpendicular to the stick. This exercise, you're going to use 60% pinky, 40% index finger. Using those two fingers, you're going to manipulate the bow to make it come to your left shoulder. Just touch, come back. You don't want any wrist motion. You don't want any of this. It's just the fingers. So touch, back. And when you come back, you collapse back, make sure that thumb touches the bow hair. When you touch your shoulder, the thumb will not touch the bow hair. So resting position, thumb touches the bow hair. Bow touching your shoulder, thumb does not touch the bow hair. These are 3 easy exercises to work on finger and wrist mobility on the bow. Now, notice I did not talk about where to contact the index finger on the stick, because different schools of violin playing will have the index finger in different positions. But these 3 exercises still work in all different schools of violin playing. If you're watching this video, I hope that you find something useful in this video. If there's anything in this video that is contrary to what your teacher is telling you, please ignore me, listen to your teacher. But otherwise, I hope that this begins an experimentation into improving the bow hold. All the best on our wonderful journey on this incredible instrument, the violin. Cheers.